gentlemen, boys and girls, what the fuck is poppin'? Welcome back to Degreelessness. I'm your host, Shanghai Pete, and today we're going to be doing a review. A toxic and problematic review, hopefully, of Wolfenstein Youngblood. So let's get deep inside and chop the fuck up. Well, they did it. They fucked it up. For those of you counting the days until Bethesda ruined yet another beloved brand, it's time to reset the clock. In case you were hoping that the new direction Machine Games had set for this most recent revival of the Wolfenstein franchise was going to continue the trend set for quality, compelling storytelling, and great gameplay, I regret to inform you that that is not the case. In fact, it couldn't possibly be any more not the case. This game is pure, unmitigated garbage. It is a travesty of video game design. The characters and the writing are just so irredeemably awful, it seems like they were made entirely for the benefit of the Cringetopia subreddit as meme fodder. Its existence is basically an interactive museum exhibit chronicling the savage murder of this once fan-favorite series. Whatever goodwill, fan enthusiasm, and excitement that had been generated for this latest incarnation of Wolfenstein has now been completely purged from the face of the planet by Youngblood. Congratulations guys, you fucking ruined it. Now, real quick, for those of you who are unfamiliar with how I do things, let me catch you up really fast. I only provide thoughtful commentary and a thorough examination of gameplay and mechanics for games where I feel the developers have made a sincere attempt at actual design for the sake of creating an enjoyable entertainment product. If I think the game has only been shoved out the door for the singular purpose of robbing people, I'm not going to dignify it by pretending it's a real game and attempting to offer educated criticism. If the game wasn't worth the developer's time, it's not worth my fucking time either. I'm here just to tell you it's fucking shit. If you want a technical explanation and a nuanced discussion of exactly why it's fucking shit, check out somebody like SkillUp. I don't have the patience for that. Don't get it fucked up. Paying even $40 for this game is a fucking crime. All the steps forward that Wolfenstein as a series has taken recently in gameplay, storytelling, narration, writing, combat, mechanics, literally anything from the past few years, they're all completely wiped out by this product. The gunplay is mired in a torturous, tacked-on RPG-light style customization that does nothing except annoy you and make the combat feel tedious. The enemies are all bullet sponges that endlessly respawn, effectively removing any incentive you've had for, killing stuff, which is bizarre considering that's usually the point of a game like this. The forced co-op is exactly that. Forced. Even putting aside the cringe apocalypse that the series' once great writing has devolved into, the inclusion of a brain-dead AI partner that is somehow mandatory to playing the game, even in single player, has historically never worked out. The AI is always shit. The forced two-player mechanics are nothing but an annoyance. You end up just babysitting the AI and watching helplessly as it dies over and over again in the most obvious, avoidable ways possible. Whatever happened to the people and the tech that wrote the Reaper bots for the original Quake? Yeah, any of you remember that shit? Those things were fucking good. What the hell is this garbage nowadays? Anyways, every time the AI dies, which is constantly, by the way, you wipe. Game over. Also, you can't pause. Ever. This is a game that you cannot pause. Even in the menu. So, let that sink in. For Bethesda's sake, I hope that whatever the short-term monetization gain that they're reaping from the Deliverance-style raping that this series has been subjected to in this installment is worth it, because I don't see how they're going to get anyone back on board with the Wolfenstein brand after this horror show. What makes this absurdity even more tragic is, remember, this is the same publisher that, against all odds, managed to successfully resurrect Doom in a spectacular fashion, something that id Software couldn't even do with Doom 3. And they were well on their way to doing the same thing with Wolfenstein. What the fuck happened? Did someone wave microtransactions under the nose and then they completely forgot what the fuck they were doing? How'd they miss the mark so completely this time? Regrettably, the answer is pretty obvious. They missed the mark on purpose. Unfortunately for all of us, it's 2019, and video games are now a mainstream hobby, which means that video game fans are now regularly exploited by billion-dollar corporations for as much money as is humanly and inhumanly possible. So, the short answer is because making bad games are more profitable than making good ones. Video games are a fucking scam now. All the classic crimes against gamers are committed here. Exploitative mechanics, microtransactions, awful gameplay that serves to do nothing except stretch already meager content far too thinly, and of course, the current super fun trend of using a faux open world to mask the fact that most of the game is backtracking and reused assets. all so they can then stuff everything into a cruel, tortured effigy of what should have been a video game, but instead is an advertisement for microtransactions, cleverly masked behind the popular euphemism live service. Games as a live service are one of the most egregious, insulting deceptions ever perpetrated against an unsuspecting consumer base, and it's pure insanity that people continue to accept this shit. I will never condone or support or say anything even remotely complimentary about any game that bears even a cursory resemblance to a live service fucking anything. So, congratulations guys, you ruined it. Hope it was worth it. Let's all go over to Metacritic and watch as the access media sites inevitably heap praise upon this pile of fucking garbage. So it's with a heavy heart that I'm forced to declare 0 out of 10, not a game. Well, that was disappointing. As a huge fan of both New Order and Colossus, and just Wolfenstein in general really, this actually bums me the fuck out. I was looking forward to busting down some more fucking Nazis. But instead, I stood by and gasped in horror as yet another franchise that was just getting good again that I used to love has joined the slow and inexorable march towards microtransactions as a baseline. This is not it, Chief. You may have also noticed how I didn't at any point mention anything about gender or wokeness. That's because it's not relevant. This game is fucking terrible all on its own. That won't stop it from earning woke points with the shill media though, I'm sure. I bet IGN gives this at least an 8 like they do everything else. I didn't play this game much, and neither should you. Alright, well that's a wrap for yet another episode of Fuck This Game, I'm Really Sad. Thanks for chilling with us. Those of you who did, we love you today, we love you all the way. And remember, don't like, don't comment, and don't bother subscribing, because in the grim darkness of the far future, there's only war.